188 pounds. It'll bring about close to 300 pounds to the surface. The rocket engine on board is methane and oxygen. That's the same type of fuel that Jeff Bezos uses in Blue Origin, and it is the same kind of fuel that Elon Musk will use on his big Starship. It generates about 200 watts of power, and as an interesting note of trivia, two astronauts, Charlie Dube, that flew to the moon, walked on the moon during the Apollo 16 mission, and Harrison Schmitt, who walked on the moon, arguably the last person on the moon, last person down the ladder for the last flight, both signed this vehicle. So they're going to transport their signatures to the surface of the moon. Another very interesting experiment that's going to occur, while the vehicle is on the moon will have an eclipse. The Earth will block out the sun. There'll be a lunar eclipse. You'll be able to see that. And that'll occur at about March 14th, about 2 a.m. So that's something I haven't seen before. We've talked a little bit about the Hopper Grace. It will make several hops along the surface. The height will go up to about a little over 300 feet. It will use a neutron spectrometer, again, all in the interest of trying to detect water. There's a rover that's only 18 by 16 inches, so a little bit bigger than a sheet of paper, and that also will be able to march around the surface. There'll be a satellite that'll be put in orbit. That satellite will last for about a year. It'll orbit the moon at a height of about 60 miles. The communication system is built by Nokia, same folks that make the telephones. The timeline will take 8 days to get to the moon, and surface operations will continue for about 10 days. Then we'll have the lunar night. We have a 24-hour cycle on the Earth. The lunar cycle is about 28 days, so we have about 14 days of sunlight, 14 days of shadow. So we're trying to land the beginning of that period. Earth to be launched from this pad, which is pad 39A. Booster landing will be 100 for the ship called A Shortfall of Gravitas. The vehicle that is flying today is making its 9th flight. It's a booster 1083. Now, this flight is the 25th SpaceX launch this year. And again, we're a month and 3 weeks into the year, and if we launch tonight, 25th space flight, and there's another launch coming up later tonight. All goes on schedule. So if all goes well, by tomorrow morning, SpaceX will have launched 26 rockets in 1 month and 3 weeks. So let's go back to SpaceX. The countdown should be underway.
Audience getting ready for a launch to the moon. Next major event coming up right now.
Ground gas closeout.
Ground gas closeout. That means that strongback alongside the Falcon 9. We're draining any propellant from the ground lines. We're venting gas overboard.
Okay, so keep looking straight ahead. Right now, the countdown clock is showing, I think, about a minute or so. So with a long delay, it won't be too much longer until you see it. Again, the flame will be a bright orange. It will light up the sky completely.
You see and hear it. We're in startup. Everything looks good.